Welcome to Agenda Edina, a program summarizing the actions taken at City Hall that affect you most. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty. The city seeks approval from the state legislature to pursue a local option sales tax to fund significant park improvements and some street reconstruction projects. A local option sales tax is a tax for a specific purpose or project of regional significance. It would only apply to taxable goods. The sales tax would be 0.5%, equaling to an additional 50 cents on each $100 purchase of taxable goods. The local option sales tax is estimated to generate more than $4 million annually in Edina. The community amenities being considered for use of the funds are Fred Richards, Braemar, and Weber Woods parks, improvements at Braemar Arena, and street reconstruction on state aid streets.
Just to take it one step further, that 60-40 split, where 60% potentially could be paid for by people outside our community, these are regional type infrastructure that we're talking about. It's all, there's a nexus here. So it's not random. It's I was very impressed with the thoughtful manner that it came to us, that we've identified those infrastructure pieces that visitors use, and are attracted to, and therefore you could argue that where the money's coming from and where it's being spent is all kind of the right place.
There is a lengthy legislative process to be navigated before a new local option sales tax could be implemented in Edina. After steps taken locally and at the state capitol, Edina voters would have to approve it in a special referendum. It could take at least a year and likely more before any such local option sales tax could be implemented if approved. Early voting is underway for the presidential nomination primary set for March 3rd in Minnesota. Only 2 of the 4 major parties in Minnesota will participate, the DFL and Republican parties. Early voting began January 17th at Edina City Hall for the DFL and Republican parties to select nominees for president. Though some candidates have dropped out since the DFL ballot was submitted, there are 15 on the DFL ballot, as well as an option for uncommitted. There is 1 candidate on the Republican ballot and a write-in option. Voters are required to indicate their party preferences when they vote absentee or in person March 3rd. You will not be able to vote if you do not indicate a party preference. Your ballot will only include the candidates from your party.
They are required to select a party, and I'd like them to understand that that was not a decision that was made by city clerks or the election judges that they will be dealing with on election day or during absentee voting. And I'd like them to be a little bit understanding with the election judges, knowing that we did not make that decision. We're simply carrying out the wishes of the legislators.
The DFL and Republican parties will still hold caucuses February 25th to discuss and vote on other issues. The health and safety of renters in Edina is the main factor behind a new licensing program. City staff are actively working to find fire and health code violations at residential rental properties before there's a serious issue. Edina TV's Dan Carpenter tells us more about the rental inspection program.
Every workday, licensing specialist Elena Roberts
Good afternoon, City of Edina Health
takes questions from the public about a new licensing program requiring rental properties in the city to be inspected.
If it's non-homesteaded or if it's non-owner occupied, it's going to have a rental license.
The program is in the implementation phase.
If property owner shows that it's a trust, and then that's another exempt.
Roberts is helping landlords, property managers, and tenants navigate the new rules, pay fees, and schedule an inspection.
There is no wrong question. Feel free to ask as many questions as you like. That's what we're here for. We understand that this is brand new and it's a learning curve for everyone involved.
The city's 2 full-time rental housing inspectors are trained to look for unsafe conditions.
We're trying to go from complaint inspections to proactively doing inspections and getting to the problem before it gets too big.
The annual license costs $180 for homes and condominiums, For apartments, it's $180 plus $17 per unit.
The money that we're using for this program directly comes from the landlords and apartment owners and people that own these properties that are being rented.
The city estimates there are more than 100 apartment complexes with close to 6,700 units and more than 1,200 homes rented in Edina.
I guess sooner or later we'll find out the amount of units we have in the city of Edina.
Idris Ali is inspecting units at the Avidor, an apartment complex on Eden Avenue.
This is apartment 316 and it is a one-bedroom.
Okay, that should take us only about 10 to 15 minutes to inspect.
This process is modeled after rental inspection and licensing programs already in place in every city neighboring Edina.
Our tenants, we're a resource for them. A lot of times they don't know who to contact. Initially, what we used to do was they would call many numbers to get to, inspector, and then it was complaint-based.
Landlords learn about maintenance issues that might have gone unnoticed.
So your property passed, I'll send you the rental inspection report.
Enforcing property maintenance codes already on the books and making rental properties in Edina safer. I'm Dan Carpenter for Edina TV.
The city is in the implementation phase of the program. Eventually, it plans to inspect single-family units every other year, apartment complex common areas once per year, and 1/3 of the apartment units each year. The city's 6th annual Valentine's concert, presented by the Arts and Culture Commission and featuring the Rockin' Hollywoods, will be held 7 to 9 p.m. Saturday, February 8th. Concertgoers are welcome to drop in at any time throughout the evening. The event is free to attend and will be held at the Braemar Golf Course Clubhouse. Thank you for watching this episode of Agenda Edina. I'm your host, Dorothea Marty.